everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. We are on the official test server for Raid Shadow Legends right now, and we are doing a special collaboration here with Plarium to show off Loki. I'm going to try to make this as relevant as I can to newer players and break it down. But yeah, it's insane. I'm sure you're asking, Loki? You mean it's not Tom Hiddleston, but is it the Loki? And the answer is yes. We also have Odin in there. We have Freya, and Thor will be coming soon. It's still a secret, but expecting to hear about Thor in the next couple of days or so. I don't know. But Thor is in there as well, though he's not appeared on the test server as yet. But yeah, for new players, there is a link in the description down below. If you install the game via the link, you will get Fane, who's an excellent epic for single target damage, right? She's bringing poisons, decreased attack. She's bringing decreased defense, weaken, and hard hits. She's very squishy. She doesn't have much defense at all or health, but she hits very hard. Fantastic epic to add to your collection. And then a champion we're actually going to see today. You'll also get Rector Drath. You'll get Fane when you finish the tutorial following the link. This is for new players. And you get Rector Drath from hitting level 25. Now, Rector Drath is amazing, and she works very well with Loki. She's bringing us a revive. And she's also bringing us lots of healing for the team. But very importantly, she does provide Perfect Veil, which is crucial when it comes to Loki. How do we get Loki, by the way? Well, the Loki chase should be going live, I think tomorrow. Actually, probably the day this video is going live, the day after I'm recording. Simple enough, though. Log in for 7 days in a row. Well, 7 days total, not in a row. They can be non-consecutive, but 7 days. And yeah, you will get Loki. You have to up until the 22nd of November to finish it. If you don't finish this by the 22nd of November, it will be gone and you'll have missed your chance. So make sure to do it there. 14 days, you'll get a 2-star soul. Then you'll come into phase 2. And by doing just different stuff in the game, you'll earn these points. You can ultimately get not only an avatar for Loki, which is like a profile picture, you can also get a 5-star soul for him, which is insanely powerful. And we are going to be seeing him with his 5-star soul on today. And I've got a few different ways to build him and a few teams to use him in. What does Loki do then? Well, a big part of Loki is he is better when he's got Perfect Veil. Okay, he starts every fight with Perfect Veil for 2 turns, but he doesn't have many ways to get it then after that, okay? But he has Perfect Veil for 2 turns at the start. He'll get Perfect Veil anytime he drops below 50% HP, which is really powerful. He also has got a new mechanic to the game, Evade. You've got a 15% chance to evade an enemy skill and all of its accompanying effects, which is cool. If he's under Veil or Perfect Veil, he has a 30% chance. Then there's a 4-turn cooldown to the active effect, which is that if he's below half health and he's targeted by an enemy, he will have a 100% chance to evade that skill and its accompanying effects, which is insane. So very powerful for, let's say, arena. He's really going to be strong in the arena. It's the second area we're going to look at him in today. We're going to look at Hydra first. His A3, he can steal all buffs from a target enemy and steal 100% of their turn meter, and it can't be resisted if he has Veil or Perfect Veil, and he starts the fight with those, so yeah, that's great. If he doesn't steal turn meter, so mostly if they're under the Stone Skin buff, which, let's see, who's got Stone Skin? No, Armance doesn't. She has Stone Skin. Stone Skin you get from the Stone Skin set, which has a 50% chance to block removals or steals, gives you a massive shield, and makes you immune to turn meter stealing and debuff. So Stone Skin's going to be a problem for him. But at least you still have that 50-50 chance to steal it. If you don't steal their turn meter, though, also against lots of bosses, which are immune to turn meter steal, he will give you 15% turn meter boost. And he does give increased attack to his allies as well, which is nice on a 4-turn cooldown. His A2 is quite complicated. You pick a target. If it's an enemy, put block active skills, block buffs on them. And if Loki's under Veil, you will spread 2 debuffs around to all enemies. If you pick yourself a friendly target, you'll give a big heal and give them Perfect Veil for 2 turns. So this is a way to get Perfect Veil back on him just by himself, which is pretty cool. He also does a buff spread effect if he was under Perfect Veil when he casts the skill. And then finally, his A1 is surprisingly insanely strong. This goes to a 50% chance when booked to increase all enemy debuffs by a turn. That's amazing. I'm going to show you. And then if he's under Veil or Perfect Veil, it goes up to 50 plus 20, 70%. It's insane. It is insane. So what challenge did I get? I'll show you how I built him. Actually, let me show you how I built him straight away, first of all. I think this is my basic Loki build, which is simply trying to get as much speed and accuracy as possible. It's not the best possible build, but it's sort of your basic build. Essentially, anything that's going to give you lots of speed and lots of accuracy, and that's it. It really is that simple. That's the concept of the build. For his masteries, again, we went with masteries to give him as much accuracy as possible. Not the best build for Hydra, but a good potential. I'll talk about the best build after we take a look at the run. So what I did for this run, rather than get rid of, try to simulate being an earlier player, I said, okay, I'm going to go into Nightmare Hydra. I'm going to use Loki and only epics. This is a terrible idea, by the way, like in terms of you would obviously much rather use mythicals and legendaries instead of even these very good epics. But I've put together here a team which I think highlights a bunch of Loki's strengths. And you can then run this type of team as a newer player on normal or hard or whatever. I would recommend running stronger alternatives to several of these champions by the time you get to Brutal or Nightmare. But this was a challenge so that you can see it against Nightmare level stats, and then you can adjust because the stats for the boss is way easier on like normal or hard. Well, you can go in, you won't have as good gear as me probably, but you can then use a similar team. You can use the concepts of this team and it will still work for you with worse gear on lower difficulties. Now, if you come in with terrible gear, it's not going to work on Nightmare, obviously enough. But yeah, let's jump in. Let's talk about how we're showing off Loki with this team. So first of all, number one, we've got an accuracy aura from Loki, which is great because we have some champions in here that struggle to get enough accuracy. So Rector Drath, we talked about her, the epic that's reviving us and bringing us perfect veils. She is fantastic. She does have decreased attack, A1. She is the only source of decreased attack on this team. You normally don't build Rector Drath with accuracy. It's very tough. But thanks to Loki's aura, it becomes much easier to build her with accuracy. So she can be our decreased attack champion, which is a bold choice, but we'll see it. Royal Guards. We actually have 2 Royal Guards here. Again, they are damage dealers, but they've got some nice debuffs. And Loki's going to really synergize well with those, but his accuracy aura is going to help them to land it. Now, for the opening fight here, again, we want to place block buffs. I always recommend picking the head that you most want block buffs on. And by the way, Loki is really going to want to be played on manual for Hydra. I do think he is, generally speaking, more of a early to mid-game Hydra champion. I'm not too sure if he's going to be crazy late game, honestly, but he is an accessible option for block buffs for players, and he does some really cool stuff. And we're going to talk about the synergies, more synergies in a second. So we'll come in. Head of Wrath is the most important, then Head of Suffering the second most. Head of Suffering gives himself, with this move here, he can give himself 2 turns of reflect damage, which is nasty. Head of Wrath can buff himself with increased attack and hit you really hard. We want to always target the head that's most important. And bear in mind, it will always put, block active skills won't place on Hydra. Block buffs will. It will always put block buffs on the target you click, the enemy. But it spreads 2 random debuffs, which is why we always want to make sure, okay, like right here, I definitely want him. Okay, great. And then it's going to spread 2 random debuffs. He only has block buffs, so it's of course going to spread that. But if you have like 5 debuffs on this head, and then you try to spread, you're rolling the dice. Will it spread the debuffs you want? Well, it's going to be random. We've got Seeker in here. He's an epic. He's giving us lots of turn meter, but most importantly, he has a very reliable Provoke debuff on his A1. I do think it's going to be important to run Provoke with Loki because the cleanses, this head will remove all debuffs from enemy heads. I think you want a very consistent Provoker. He is fantastic for this, Seeker. And it's actually quite tough to get epic Provokers, to be honest. He's a very, very good one. The reason you want Provoke is these cleanses kind of counteract one of Loki's biggest strengths, which is extending the debuffs. What's the point of having really long extended debuffs if they just get cleansed off? We're actually going to go in with an A1 here. We actually got it. There's the decreased attack. Loki's aura doing work. Then we're going to come in with the Royal Guards, and we're going to just nuke with them. Now, one thing that's kind of interesting, and this sort of shows as well how, I suppose I would describe it as how my approach to Hydra has changed. That's actually burn Head of Wrath and try to get rid of it. We don't have any decreased defense on this team. Well, actually, we do. So here is synergy number 2 from Loki. So Royal Guard can place decreased defense with his A1. Royal Guard can also put decreased speed randomly with his A3. Those are not usually very reliable. Like, how do we maintain decreased defense on all of the heads, which we want to do with Royal Guard? Very tough, but we can do it because Loki, with his A1, is going to be extending those debuffs. Now, Geomancer is another incredible synergy. So Geomancer can put a burn and weaken for 3 turns on an enemy. And you'll see, whenever we are attacked, Geomancer will reflect a huge amount of damage back. Now, Loki, let's put it to 1x speed. Hopefully we get some extensions here. We didn't. That's unlucky. But you can see this block buffs has extended. But Loki, because he will extend the buffs so consistently, it's going to be fantastic. Let's see. Can we get it? There we go. Provoke again. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Now I want to put the Veil on with Rector Drath. There we go. Decreased defense. Great. That's exactly what we want. This head is actually going to outrun its block buffs, but we blocked that thing. And yeah, there we go. Okay. I want to definitely get decreased speed over on this head. You're even going to get decreased accuracy from Geomancer. And we're going to boost up again. But yeah, we are going to be able to get Geomancer's burn on multiple heads at the same time. Quite stress-free. We'll try to get decreased attack. Didn't get it. That's okay. We've got decreased speed on these heads. Let's try to get it on this head as well. There we go. Everyone's got a nice decreased speed. At this point, I don't actually care too much about spreading these debuffs. I can just go in for an extension if I want to. You know what? I think we will go for a spread this time. We'll try to spread like the weaken and decrease defense here. Okay, we spread the burn. So we spread Geomancer's burn. Now, one thing, look at this. We spread Geomancer's burn. When we get attacked, it doesn't count as Geomancer's burn when it's spread. So when we get attacked, Geomancer will reflect damage at the heads that he himself personally burned. These are just sort of extra, extra burn activations. Let's try spread around some decreased defenses here. Let's get, okay, there we go. Decreased defense. It's rolling over here. Perfect. Go in, see if we get some decreased accuracies. We didn't quite. You can see, look, this head's taking reflection. The other heads aren't. I mean, we'll just keep slamming this head over here. We will want to reburn these heads with him, but yeah, let's see if we can get decreased attack there. Yes, lovely. And here with Loki, I'm actually going to go in A1 and just try to extend those debuffs. We're not getting too lucky, unfortunately. That's okay. Here, let's try to get a decreased defense over here. But yeah, Loki's going to enable these to be a lot more consistent. A little bit awkward, actually, because I spread these burns. I can only replace the burn over here. I'm just going to A1 because of that. I actually can't spread those burns. Replace the burn with Geomancer. It doesn't have a long enough duration. Again, boost up. And you sort of get the gist with this. There's the provoke again. Fantastic. Here, I haven't been paying attention. So I don't know where we are at. I'm just going to play it safe. I'm going to put Perfect Veil on Loki. So there we go. Excellent. Okay, so now Loki's under Veil, and he can start doing that. We're going to try get decreased attack. We got it back on. Fantastic. This head doesn't have a decreased defense. Let me go in and A1 that. We didn't get it. A little bit unlucky, but not a big deal. And yeah, we can just keep slamming in the damage. And yeah, we're doing fairly well. Okay, so now we've got some 2-turn burns. Let's put a big old burn on this head. There we go, 4 turns, fantastic. And now Loki, he's gonna go back to just increasing those. Great, that's a 5-turn burn now. This head, he's never escaping the burn allegations. Yep, the burn allegations, like tax evasion. These sort of things, they stick with you, right? The allegations stick with you. I might actually, I'm going to go straight in with the heal just to top people up. It's going to give us a little less uptime with Loki, but I think it's going to be worth it overall. Again, let's go in and let's actually try to get a decreased defense over here. There we go, just to make our AoEs hit a bit harder. We're missing a decreased speed over here. Let's put it back on. Let's see if we can extend stuff with Loki. Yeah, there we go. Bunch of debuffs increased. Great. So Geomancer now has got a 3-turn burn still on this head. He's got a 6-turn burn over here. He can get back around and burn more people. And that is sort of the gist of the team. Now, if we ever miss the provoke, no, we didn't. We got it. But if we miss the provoke, it can be a little bit rough. That's something to watch out for. But yeah, and like we can see over here, we got lots of decreased attack. We just don't have to worry about this stuff. Like it's just all on lockdown. We can do kind of whatever the heck we want. We actually don't need any debuffs. We've got them all. Decreased speed is everywhere. Decreased defense is everywhere. This is the sneaky hidden strength of Loki. Let's just fire this off because we can. I'm just going to go with this A1 again, try to extend the debuffs because it's just fantastic. Why would we not? And we'll just keep doing damage here. But that's sort of the concept. Here he goes. He's going to take some extra turns. He'll be a perfect head to burn. We don't have it back yet. But yeah, you sort of get the gist of how this is working. This is how this team works. Let me jump in. So I recorded this run earlier. And again, this gives you a bit of an idea, but you can see we're much further in. This team, it just sort of keeps on going. But yeah, again, you can see further on into this run, we've got like really long debuffs going on these heads, and that's exactly what we want to do. And again, we can keep putting Loki under Veil. I find to be very useful, just to make sure that you're getting as much benefit out of his A1 as possible. But yeah, it goes for a nice long run. Actually, one thing to jump back to, we should also mention his A3. I haven't used it. You can absolutely use his A3 as well. His A3 steals all buffs. I think this is most useful if something goes wrong, and let's say this head gets his turn and he gets reflect damage up. That's really bad. I like to save this to steal buffs if the enemy gets buffs, or the Head of Mischief steals our buffs. We can steal them back with Loki. I think that's pretty nice. If you don't have increased attack on your team and you need increased attack, we can use it for increased attack. Here, I'm actually going to just put block buffs on this head because I don't want it to get reflect damage, and now we don't even have to worry about it. But yeah, funny enough, I tend to just spam his A1 because it's so strong, and yeah, then do his A2 to maintain Veil on the people that really, really need Veil. Here we actually missed this. Okay, so one thing we could do here, which is kind of sneaky, is, okay, right there, we just missed our provoke. We can actually now use this for turn meter boost. So here, we're going with Bandit Flash. It's only a tiny bit of turn meter boost, but that might be enough for our provoke champ to get back and have another chance, because he can provoke every single turn. He can have another chance now to provoke this head, although I don't think it particularly matters. But yeah, okay, there we can use again his A3 for a bit of extra turn meter. But that's sort of the gist with Loki. Let's end the battle there. Well, I just realized I was talking and I hadn't been showing this in the background. I will try to edit those bits out. But I actually did run this the whole way through on Nightmare. It took an hour. And we got 118 million damage on Nightmare difficulty with Loki and a bunch of epics. Like I said, it's kind of a weird team. It's a wonky team. We're using Rector Drath for decreased attack, Royal Guards for the decreased defense, decreased speed. We've got no increased speed on this team, which is a bummer. But yeah, it was pretty fun. So yeah, it's a cool little strategy. And again, that's sort of using Loki's skills, using his debuff extension, his debuff spreading, all that sneaky stuff. Or like one thing we could do is Geomancer keeps getting feared, so we could use Loki to give Geomancer perfect veil, so he can get his burn onto the Head of Torment, and you can kill off Head of Torment. You can do fun stuff like that. I would really recommend a buff extender in this type of team. Like a Vault Keeper Wixwell instead of Seeker, for instance, would be absolutely crazy. If you guys that aren't new players, have been playing for a little while, Vault Keeper Wixwell on that team would make it a lot stronger. But yeah, I thought that was fun. Again, going in what is essentially, a bunch of epics with Loki and being able to get 100 million on Nightmare. I think you bring this type of team into lower levels and it'll work quite well. I will say for normal difficulty, Royal Guard not that great. His damage scales on enemy max HP, and the enemies don't have much max HP on normal. So this move here scales off of enemies max HP. So you could use really any damage dealer at all for normal or hard. I would just try to get decreased defense and decreased speed into the team some other way. This is just to show you sort of a concept. Quick look at their builds. Like I said, their builds are going to be pretty darn good. So here's the build right there for him. And like this Royal Guard, same sort of thing over there. And he has built this. So again, even though his accuracy is low, the Loki aura is sort of helping us do it as much as we can. I'll show you these builds really quick. For Rector Drath, I have her in Reflex to try to get the perfect veil more consistent. And she is coming in like this. And again, 269 accuracy is too low for Nightmare, but the Loki aura plus some area bonuses are helping us to get there. So that's Rector Drath. We had Seeker. One thing I did with Seeker, sort of specific, I built Seeker with lots of resistance, like a crazy amount. You need 500 resistance for Nightmare. That's kind of important to make his provoke really consistent, because we never want him to he can get provoked by the heads. We don't have any block debuffs or cleansers in this team. So I wanted to make sure he could provoke every single turn. That's why he has so much resistance. But he's coming in with these stats. And yeah, I stole my Mithrala Lifebane gear for this. It's in Bolster set, which is kind of an arena set, which is funny. And then Geomancer. And then I'll tell you how to build Loki better for this team. Not this one. I used this one over here. So the Geomancer actually was missing a headpiece. I didn't know that. Oh, I was wondering why. So he should be in 4-piece Reflex as well to get more burns, but he's missing a headpiece, so it didn't work. Well, there you go. We did it with Geomancer with no headpiece. So he's a bit slower than he should be, and he's got too much accuracy anyway. It doesn't matter. And he's like this. He's 6-star with cruelty. your ideal build for Loki in this, I would actually switch his masteries. Because he's doing so many A1s, I'd give him War Master if you're just using him for Hydra. If you're just using him for Hydra, I would give him Cruelty, again, because he's doing so many A1s. War Master procs do trigger Cruelty again, so they will stack up the decreased defense faster. So I would run him with War Master Blessing, or Mastery, excuse me, again. War Master, it's this one over here, this one right there. War Master Mastery instead of the accuracy stuff. I'd probably ditch the green tree. So I do the same stuff in the blue tree, but then I ditch the green tree and I wouldn't take Eagle Eye. I go down the left-hand side, the offense tree for War Master. It will all be on hellhades.com. I put him with Cruelty, and then I would put him in a Cursed set. 4-piece Cursed, which is this one, which is going to let you place Hex debuff. So then he's going to bring you Hex as well. I think he's actually going to be pretty solid. And that's how I would do it. He'd become even better for Hydra there. But yeah, like I said, I think he's a good Hydra champion. It's kind of complicated. You got to make decisions as to, okay, when do I save my buff steal and my turn meter boost? Who do I put Perfect Veil on? Or do I put block buffs out? Yeah, it's kind of complicated to play, but I think he can be quite good. Again, I think for late game players, I think he's not great because you do have to play on manual, and you kind of get sick of doing Hydra on manual. But I think to get the maximum effect, you do need to play on manual. Now, for Arena, let's put him in to... I think for Arena, we're going to put him into 4 pieces of Stone Skin. We're going to lose some accuracy, but I think it's going to be worth it. And this is basically the Arena build. So these would be my masteries for Arena. Temporal Chains is what I would use for Arena. That's going to be reducing enemy speed, because we're going to be all about crowd controlling the enemy in Arena. Block active skills, block buffs, trying to spread those around, stealing turn meter, stealing buffs, extending the debuffs, which is nasty. That's going to be the plan for him in Arena. So that's what we're going to try. So, I mean, let's go try him out. And let's click refresh, and let's just attack some stuff. Let's go, one by one. Let's build a team for old Loki. So we could use him in the lead. It could work. Who else would be good? Let's put in Wukong. I think you're quite likely. I think Wukong, the code for Wukong should still work, which is Monkey King. So I don't know if I can see promo codes on the test server. Well, you should have a promo code section here, and then you put in Monkey King, all one word, and you should get Wukong. I believe that promo code is still active, which is what you'd want to use right now. So let's jump in here. So let's put in Wukong. Wukong's going to give us a speed aura, which is nice, so we can go fast. We'll put in Loki. We are up against pretty darn tough enemy team, so I will actually put in some good champions here. I'll put in some good champions. Let's put in her, and Stone Skin is going to be a problem. Let's put in a Yumiko so we don't have to worry about Stone Skin. I know this is quite a boring team. It's a similar sort of thing to what I've done before. But yeah, let's go in with this, and we'll sort of see how this goes. So I think Loki's going to absolutely dominate kind of early new players. He's going to hard carry you in Arena. Okay, this actually looks pretty decent. So we can come in, we can lock them out. Yumiko, they can't use any skills. So here we've got decisions to make. So number one, we could spread block active skills, block buffs to all of these enemies. They're locked out though, so we don't need the block active skills. These guys aren't in Stone Skin. This is the problem, right? Stone Skin will completely stop this move. What we could do is we could steal... Okay, like we could come in and we could steal stuff off of him. I'm going to do that. So we come in here. Yoink! Okay, great. I took all your buffs. Great. Now he doesn't have block debuffs anymore. Cool. And he doesn't have any turn meter. Double cool. It's all fantastic. Let's see if we can kill this guy. No, we didn't. We turned him into a sheep, though. He is very tanky. Very, very tanky. Let's put her to sleep. Okay, great. And now we can come in. And now we're still under perfect fail. I can do this. Block active skills. Block buffs on everybody. They're all locked down, and there's not too much that they can do, which is just fine and dandy. Now I'm going to buff up again. But like the enemy team, they're just covered in a bunch of debuffs now, which is pretty cool. Let's I don't know. Let's see if we can trigger Loki's passive. He should... No, never mind. We stunned him. We'll come in with the A1. We did extend it. There we go. We extended the debuffs a little bit. That's going to be quite nice. We'll push his turn meter back. He's the damage dealer. We do want to kill him. I'm going to sleep her just so she doesn't do anything. Go in A1 again. Again, we've extended the debuffs. It becomes very difficult for the enemy player at this point to do anything because all these debuffs are being extended constantly. And then we come in and we nuke, and he's in some trouble. And we can actually hit auto at this point. Gonna come in, steal turn meter, gives increased attack for our Wukong as well, which is lovely. He's gonna spread those buffs around some as well. Actually, no, he didn't spread the buffs. So this is the problem with this team. We don't have Perfect Veil past the start of it. So he won't spread buffs anymore. He will only spread the debuffs at the start of the fight. So he'll sort of have like a go at the start, and then he'll fall off. Let's see against this team. Let's see against this team. But yeah, unless there's not that many good Perfect Veil champions. Oh, God, we got outsped there. That's okay. We'll lock him out. We got most of them. Here, I wonder, what do we want to do? We could steal his turn meters. Not bad. We could attempt to steal hers. Let's see if we can do... Can we steal her stone skin? Let's try. No. So right there, what we saw happen... Oh shit, his Loki didn't get locked out. Now we're locked out. Okay, we get to see what it's like to fight against the Loki. Scary stuff. Let's sleep her. He got counterattacked. That's annoying. That hit very, very hard. Let's put Destiny's Mirror over there. Misstep. Oh, that was cool. So he did that move. Come in. We extend the debuff a bit. He's stealing our stuff, which is annoying. Let's try sleep him. Might just one-shot us now. This is actually quite scary. Let's see if we can push him back at all. Yeah, I think we're in trouble. I think we are in trouble. I can't sleep him because he's got an Ancora. We can boost up and hope that's enough. I think we're just dead. Maybe Loki can pull it back. Let's find out. So this Narcissus is definitely a big threat, but we can come in and we can block his active skills. That's going to help us at least a good chunk. And now we can blast that. Oh, misstep. Look at that. The misstep is actually kind of crazy. And then our Loki can steal his turn meter, boosts us up as well. And yeah, then we can come in and we do kill him. But yeah, be careful about targeting enemy Lokis. If he does the misstep and like Wukong doesn't hit him, you're in trouble. That was a cool fight. Let's do one more. Again, it's a similar sort of team. But gives you a bit of an idea about Loki. Yeah, if they've got Stone Skin, let's see. Do they have full Stone Skin? They might. If the enemy's in a lot of Stone Skin, like, what do you do on your first turn is a bit awkward. It's a bit awkward. That's why the lockout is nice, because it does stop them. Yeah, and we could take the chance. I'm actually just going to steal his turn meter and not have to worry about it. That will do. Our cooldown got increased. Does he have any polymorph? He has a bunch of 5-star polymorph. Probably not worth the risk. I'll just come in and smack him. Do this sort of stuff. At this point... Yeah, we can come in and we can target him. Ultimate Death Knight doesn't get in the way. So now he's block active skills, which is quite nice. That Narcissus, even if he gets cooldown reduction from Ancora, which is normally terrifying, it's not so much of a problem. Now, she will get a cleanse back, which will be an issue. He keeps increasing our cooldown as well, which is an issue too. I'm going for it. YOLO. Okay, we got away with it. We're good. We're under Stone Skin now. We stole it. It worked out well. We're also yeah, if only we could have landed that onto the Ancora, we would be laughing if we could have got the block active skills on her. Let's see if we can get around to it. We might be able to. Can we? It's actually looking kind of promising-ish. Yeah, she reduced Narcissus' cooldown, but he can't do anything, which is quite lucky for us. No, I don't think we're going to be able to cut in. I think she might get the cleanse, which sucks. Oh no, she did the revive. That's okay. You did the revive. I'm going to steal the Arman's turn meter. Beautiful. So that interrupts him. Okay. And I will actually push that Arman's back. And yeah, I'm going to actually lock her out. Cool. Block active skills on you. You can't do shit. Thanks very much. Oh, the polymorph. I played the polymorph game. We got polymorphed. Yeah, that's a little bit yikes. We're still going. Oh, he outran his block active skills. Oh, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. I'm curious about his passive. Now, when Loki's passive kicks in... Okay, we locked them out again. Never mind. We're fine. When Loki's passive kicks in, if he drops low on life, we get like a sort of a second lease on life, if you will. A second lease on life, because then he gets Veil again when he drops below half health, and that can let him sort of pop off. Let's get the Hex out. Never mind, we don't have enough accuracy. That's unfortunate. Let's come in and... What do I want to do here? I'm not actually too worried about the Narcissus. I think I'm going to try to keep her pushed back. We'll do that. Give us increased attack as well. Or Wukong. That hurt a bit. Oh shit, he is going to kill the Wukong. That's definitely annoying. Push him back some. And here at this point, I think for safety, we do need to Deceiver Gambit on him again in case he gets decreased cooldown from Mancora. You get sort of the gist though. Oh shit, he had his move. Shit, I thought he was locked out. Well, listen, okay, I'm not going to make you watch the rest of that fight. I should have locked him out. Oh well. But yeah, interesting fight there. Again, you can see Stone Skin is a problem, but there's a lot that Loki can do. He's actually kind of cool, right? He is kind of cool. He can do a lot for you. We're not going to spend 10 minutes doing a dumb fight. But you get the idea. So yeah, he does have sort of an alpha strike, right? He's super good at the start of the fight because he starts in Perfect Veil. Now, I think if you're an early player, again, you stick him in with Rector Drath or Arena. She's really good early game Arena champion, and she'll keep giving him Perfect Veils, and he will have the super powered versions of his moves. That's really, really strong. When you get a bit further in, I'd say like Duchess is very good. I don't have her, but Duchess, again, can give Veils to your team. So she can enable Loki to do some work. Or there's a relatively new champion I also don't have, Glaciate of the Meltwater. I think one of the downsides with Loki in Arena is that there are not a ton of Perfect Veil champs, which does sort of limit him a little bit. But that's something to watch out for. And unfortunately, you really want to spread. The main reason to be under Veil is so you can spread block active skills to multiple enemies. You can't like put Veil on himself and then get back around to this. I don't think it will last long enough. Maybe it does. I don't know. But yeah, look, that's sort of Loki. That is the gist. Let me know what you think of him. I think he's a very, very solid champion. Yeah, I think he's actually very solid for Arena. Like I said, I think when you get later in the game and tons of people are in Stone Skin, his value does fall off. You're going to need to combo him with champions with Lockout that can lock out through Stone Skin, or with Bomb champions or something like that. The Pinpoint set will help with Bomb champions and whatnot from the dungeon. But that's my initial look at Loki. Again, if you're a new player, click the link in the description down below to install the game with the link. Again, you have to make a new account with that link, and you will get Thane when you finish the tutorial, which is awesome. We didn't see her in this video, but she's really good. And you'll get Rector Drath when you hit level 25, who's really, really strong, and a very good combo with Loki. And then, of course, you get Loki for logging in for 7 days while the Loki thing is active. I think it was until November. Yeah, until November 22nd. Loki Chase is active, so you can get yourself a Loki. But that is a look at Loki, how I would build him. Like I said, for Arena, I would probably be looking at the 4-turn Stone Skin. You could also just go pure Pinpoint or pure Perception. That could work as well, right? Just go like even Feral, the new Feral set. But you could go like 6 pieces of Pinpoint from the new dungeon, give him Intercept so he won't get polymorphed himself. That's a strong option. He won't get crowd controlled. That's a good option too. You could go the 4-piece Stone Skin, so you're protected as well. Options there for you. But yeah, Loki, lots of speed, lots of accuracy, curse set for Hydra. That's it. Give me your thoughts. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.